Do we have crypto regulation coming here in the United States? That is the big question. That's the big topic. Crypto regulation could be coming soon in some type of form or fashion. And I think preparing ourselves for a lot of different scenarios as crypto investors in the United States, I think is a really good idea. And a lot of people will just shove this stuff off to the side. I try not to let it bog me down too much and just be this dark cloud because it can get frustrating at times. However, I also want to be well aware of what's going on, what's the latest, so I can stay ahead of the game as an investor. So, one of the things I do, guys, is make Bitcoin the backbone of my portfolio first and foremost, because no matter what, Bitcoin ETFs are here. Bitcoin as an asset class in and of itself, in my opinion, is here to stay. And we got that news once we got an Ethereum ETF or a Bitcoin ETF. But my brain was already working ahead because I want an Ethereum ETF, which I think we'll get later on in this year, probably sometime in the fall, is what I'm hearing and rumblings of all of that. But how does crypto regulation kind of play into all of this? I want to give you guys some insight from an article I was just reading that I found interesting and just kind of talk with you guys and just have this video kind of be open forum. And we'll get into some things and give you guys kind of my thought process. So if that sounds good to you guys, it would mean a lot to me to hit the like button. Obviously, subscribe down there if you haven't already. If you're new to my channel, my name's Zach. I've been here every day making YouTube content in the crypto space since early 2021. So with that being said, let's take a look at this article first and foremost that I thought was interesting. Crypto regulations are imminent, but will the regulators align? Well, the answer there is no. Regulators never align perfectly. There are always people with different opinions, right? But what can we glean from this? Well, regulatory change in crypto has been a subject of heated debate, obviously, for a while. And if we take a look at the conversation right now in the United States, it's really been focused on this Howie test, right? This is a big test that's been around since 1946. The Howie test provides the criteria used to determine whether or not something could be considered a security, also known as an investment contract. Now, there's a debate around this. Should crypto assets or digital currency be even subject to these same tests that regular securities are subject to? The test itself has 4 parts: an investment of money in a common enterprise with the expectation of profit, and those profits being derived from the efforts of others. If an investment aligns with all 4 of these precepts, it can be considered a security, meaning it falls under the regulatory jurisdiction of the SEC. But the Howie test is 80 years old. So should we be applying this to new technology like crypto? My answer is no, but many have argued that most cryptos do constitute investment contracts that meet the criteria of the Howie test. Of course, the SEC is in the business of labeling things securities, whereas the CFTC, they want the opposite, right? Bitcoin may be the exception, as the SEC has intimated that Bitcoin looks more like a commodity. Okay, this is the CFTC. This reasoning was part of what led to the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs back in January. Crypto's a part, this is a tweet, crypto's a part of a global financial ecosystem now. No government can wish it away. That being said, if we're not to undo the years of work towards cleaning up our financial system, we absolutely have to get the regulation right. So between 2009, when Bitcoin was invented, in 2013, there were only a few significant developments. The shutdown of Silk Road, where Bitcoin was seized by the FBI, then a seizure order being issued to Dwolla, a subsidiary of Mt. Gox crypto exchange, by the Department of Homeland Security. These were 2 big instances. Silk Road was a Bitcoin marketplace used in part to sell illicit substances. This is why Bitcoin got a bad rap early on. Its founder, Ross Ulbright, was sentenced to 2 life sentences in prison without the possibility of parole. On the other hand, Mt. Gox was an exchange responsible for 70% of Bitcoin trading back then. These 2 enforcement actions were first known measures taken against crypto by authorities. Then in 2014, the IRS issued guidance classifying crypto as a form of property. And it's been that way for a while. Now, that's making it subject to capital gains taxes in the United States. Up until this point, there was no tax implications for any type of crypto gain or losses. So in the early days, man, that was the wild, wild, wild west. Now, the IRS claims crypto to be a property still. Other agencies like the FBI see it as a form of currency, though. This illustrates the lack of clear regulatory guidance, yet again, that exists. Now, in 2020, the IRS would add a question to the U.S. tax returns asking taxpayers if they had sold any crypto in the last year. I know I had to mark yes on this. In 2016, the first John Doe summons was issued to Coinbase, the largest U.S.-based platform. John Doe summons is a request by the IRS to acquire info about the group of unnamed taxpayers. Coinbase eventually handed over info about 14,000 U.S. taxpayers who made transactions totaling 20 grand or more. The IRS then notified these individuals that they must amend past tax returns to avoid penalties and fines. Now, here's the thing. In March 2022, fast forward, the U.S. President Joe Biden signed an executive order on ensuring responsible development of digital assets. While not a direct regulatory bill, the order did serve as the acknowledgement of digital assets from the government of the largest economy in the world. In addition, the EO called the U.S. government to take some specific measures regarding crypto, creating new consumer protections, introducing measures to prevent risk in crypto markets, mitigate the use of crypto and illicit activities, promote U.S. leadership and dominance in this technological space, supporting technological advancements, and explore the development of a CBDC. So now we've got Ethereum. Classifying ETH as a security contradicts previous statements of the SEC and Chair Gensler. Republicans will continue to hold the SEC accountable for its regulatory overreach that is stifling innovation, leaving consumers unprotected, and risking our national security. So where are we going from here? That is the big question. Where are we going from here? Well, crypto regulations in 2024 have come a long way. Much progress remains to be made, and regulation differ from country to country. The US and the European Union have so far led the way when it comes to crypto regulation, I guess in some context. Time will tell if these regulations grow to be too restrictive, as some fear, or if they will take a more productive form. So how do I think this is all going to play out? Well, we have a couple different things going on at once, right? We have a few things going on at once. Let's highlight, I think, the three key things happening right now. Bitcoin ETFs are here. The next big thing is an Ethereum ETF. I think we'll see that go through later on this year, in my opinion. That's my general consensus. I think it's going to be kicked to can down the road. May 23rd here is our final deadline for VanEck. Every other major ETF application has been denied at this time by the SEC already for Ethereum ETFs. Okay. VanEck is the last one, deadline May 23rd. I think we'll see September, November to be that time period where an Ethereum ETF could and would be approved. So that's that. Then we've got the lawsuits going after Coinbase and now Robinhood and basically the exchanges themselves. They don't want these exchanges offering digital assets. They want it to be through the trusted brokers, the BlackRocks, the Fidelities, etc. So they've got to answer this big question. What do we do with altcoins? If we don't label Ethereum as a security and Ethereum ETFs come out, what about everything else? What are they going to do with everything else? Are they going to go into individual lawsuits like they've done with Ripple since 2020 with every major crypto asset? I don't think so. That's not feasible. But I think the Ethereum ETF will be the precedent we need in order to move this industry forward. I think as we roll into 2025, we're going to have a lot more clarity, in my opinion. I'm actually optimistic about where the US will land on this because here's the thing. At the end of the day, there will be taxes, of course, and there could be new laws written around that. But the US, in my opinion, will not let this asset class, which is here to stay, flourish everywhere else but the United States. The most recent example that we have of this new emerging, budding technology was the internet and social media. And all of the major internet companies and social media companies are pretty much based in the United States. The US is still a leader in innovation. Why would they let this slip through the cracks? It feels like they are right now, but I think they're going to come around to the idea of, hey, we've got to figure a way to make this its own asset class, taxed accordingly, and be the leader in it. That's where I think they'll land this plane eventually. And I think it's going to start to happen the back half of this year into 2025, regardless of who gets in as the next president. It's going to be a big topic. So that's my general consensus, kind of how I'm thinking about it. Obviously, from an investor standpoint, again, I make Bitcoin the backbone of my portfolio. I don't stop investing in other cryptos, but they're much shorter time frames usually. There are things that I'm in maybe for a couple weeks, couple months. Some of these altcoins that I'm in, they're a little bit longer time frame, but I'm looking to make a profit and sell completely out just about of every altcoin by 2025. That is my general consensus. Now, I will buy those back, or some of those and other altcoins back in the bear market. But that was one of the biggest mistakes I made in this previous cycle, was not taking profits when I should have, and basically doing the round trip, having to DCA my all the way back down. So that's kind of where I'm at with the overall market. I'm paying close attention to what's going on around me when it comes to regulation, but I'm not letting it bog me down to the point where I can't, think about anything else other than this crazy, news happening. So it's that balance, right? So overall, that's where I stand on everything, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Hopefully you gleaned something from this. I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. And if you're interested in becoming a private member of ours, join our Patreon. Great exclusive insights and analysis for the Patreon members. And you get to belong into our phenomenal Discord with over 1,000 people. Links down below to that. Appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.